a beautiful Long Beach day. Do you agree? And I think a great day to celebrate this park and what this park, or really any park, represents. It's community, it's people getting outdoors, it's keeping kids busy, it's also keeping adults busy. And I always say a tired kid is a good kid, and parks like this make kids tired. You know, I'm a longtime teacher. I actually taught 7th grade yesterday, just so you know. I go back, middle school, right, and taught band. I don't know music. But that always reconnects me to the fact that it is our duty, and when it's your ability, you should better your community through things like this, things you can touch, things that are tangible, like parks. And I did meet several of the Friends of the Bixby Park people out there. All right, let's give it up for them. I'm kind of off script here, but either way, I'm going to go off script. It's really because of them we are here today, because I've been reading about you throughout the years and seeing some things on social media, because I know and knew that there is a group that is committed to this park, a neighborhood group that is the dog park, okay, and the entire park, I hope, too, right? And the dog park, yes. The dog park is lovely, and I know we've got a dog with us today. Just to celebrate that very fact. But I am Patrick O'Donnell. I'm the Assembly member for the 70th Assembly District. So that makes up Long Beach, Signal Hill, San Pedro, and Catalina Island. Proud to do so. Represented it since 2014. Was on City Council with Robert a lot of years ago. For 10 and a half years I served on City Council. And I've known Cindy Allen for a number of years as well through Family Connection and City Connection. And I'm happy to be here with those two today. But again, I'm happy to be here this afternoon to celebrate the improvements that will be made to this park with the funding I was able to secure in the state budget. All right, this year the budget was healthier than others, and they said, hey members, what are your priorities? And I said, this park is my priority. This community is my priority, because it is a great place, it is a busy place, and it is always in need of support. So thank you. And listen, as a kid, I grew up playing in parks in and around Long Beach, and I know, again, how important they are. As a parent of two that don't go to parks much anymore, but will someday again, I know how important our parks are. And even when I was on City Council, I think I like to recognize that I often worked with the park staff, Gladys and others from the park staff who helped me forward my mission, which was ultimately our vision and how we better our parks. But again, this year's state funding includes close to $10 million for park improvements and open space in our great city of Long Beach, and I was able to champion that with the help of my fellow legislators, working with them to do so. In addition, $850,000 for this park alone, and that's because I communicated with Cindy Allen, quite frankly. I called her up. I said, what do we do? What do we do? And she said, well, this park's a priority to me, and if you can help, I would be most appreciative, and so too would the community. The upgrades will include enhancements to the park's community center, band shell, amphitheater area, that's where we are right now, making the park more accessible for our community and youth, for sure. And joining us here are many local leaders. We're all leaders here today because we care about this great moment. We care about this great park. But again, I just want to say what I think a fine moment this is for our community, for this neighborhood, that we're recognizing that this park is a special place and that we need to keep it special. And we keep it special by investing in it. And this is yet one more chance to invest in this park. So with that, I'm going to introduce a few people to come up and say a few words. First is a champion of our parks as well, Mayor Robert Garcia. Come on up, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, and really just on behalf of the entire city, we want to thank Assemblymember O'Donnell for this really incredible support for not just this park, but really for parks across the city. And in fact, there's other investments that Pat has been involved with in ensuring that we secure for fields, for kids to play, to ensure that they have excellent sports fields across the city. And the investments here at Bixby Park are actually going to be really substantial. So, Pat, we're very grateful. I had a chance to serve on the city council with Pat for 5 years. And he got elected to the state legislature, and I got elected to mayor, I think on the same year. And the one thing about Pat, he was always our lead parks advocate on the city council, and you can see why with all the investments. So we're very grateful. It's good to see some of the community members that are here, and also our park staff. And I want to thank, I know that David from the Parks Commission is here, and our parks team. Let's give them a round of applause for just all their hard work that they do every single day. And so a huge Long Beach thank you to Assemblymember O'Donnell for your leadership. And I will also add that one of the best things about Long Beach is that we're able to get folks from our community to Sacramento to then represent us. And so Pat's been championing not just issues around parks, but issues around the port, issues around air quality, and issues that happen inside the classroom as chair of the Education Committee in Sacramento. So thank you for your service and for your support of the city. I'll also just thank Councilwoman Allen. The truth is that Pat's absolutely right. Cindy called me and said, hey, guess what? The Assemblymember called, and he is going to be giving us more money for Bixby Park, and she's been a great fighter for this park and always advocating for the parks. It's really, really important as well. So thank you to Councilwoman Allen, and thank you to Assemblymember O'Donnell. These resources would not be here without your support and without the state support especially. So with that, I think my notes say here to introduce Councilwoman Allen. So let's give her a big round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. Just a big thank you to Assemblyman Patrick O'Donnell, my friend, and the mayor for being such great advocates of the park. I was so excited when I got that call from Patrick. I mean, this is what I was doing. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know if you can see that over the phone, but I was so excited, and I knew how much we could do with that money. So thank you so much, and I still have a big old smile on my face. Just thank you from the bottom of my heart. And so some of the things, and I know that we've already talked about it, but some of the things that we worked with the staff to identify projects that we could fund. And so we have the splash pad that can be used for outdoors, a new computer center there, possibly even doing the air conditioning and computer technology that will help all of the children, right? That's gonna be exciting. I know that to be true. We also can refresh this band shell. And I know you're all looking at the front of this and it looks old and it looks worn, but this money is gonna help us really elevate this event space. And we also recommended adding, water fountains for all of our furry friends over there. So I know that they will appreciate that. Another thing too was all this exercise equipment. Those of you, and I know so many of you here, spend a lot of time around the park, and so it's outdated, it's old, so we can give those facelift. And those of you that know, I'm also an advocate for outdoor, especially COVID made us realize how much more we need to do in our outdoor space. I know my office funded the little basketball courts that are over there, and they're heavily used. I love coming here and seeing the kids out there. So part of this was even looking at funding a full-size basketball court. One of the things I want to make sure that I assure our residents and friends of Bixby Park, and then also the advocates for Dr. Mickey's Dog Park, that we will work with you closely and prioritizing these projects. This is a list, but we know that this is a lot of money and we appreciate it, but we need to prioritize what can get funded out of this. So we will work with you closely. But just again, a big thank you, my friends, for this money. This is huge, and on behalf of all of us, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Cindy. Who better to know the importance of a park than someone who's been a police officer, right? Because you recognize that parks are the ones that, let me take this off, parks are the ones that keep kids busy in those after-school hours and are so very necessary so that they don't end up in the back of a police car. And I know you know that, and you're from us, you're from the west side, and just appreciate you what you do for our community, certainly Mayor and also Cindy Allen. With that, I know Jack Cunningham is here from Councilmember Susie Price's office, and we're kind of on the border of the two offices, and so thank you. I know Susie Price couldn't be here today, probably in a courtroom, but thank you, Jack, for being here, and thank you for the Councilwoman's Price's support. And with that, I'm going to bring up Brent Dennis. He's the director of the Long Beach Parks and Recreation and Marine. And I haven't known Brent long. I met him at a soccer field a couple weeks ago. And what I can tell just in talking to them is that he's very dedicated to this city. He's very dedicated to the mission of providing parks and making sure that Parks and Rec is a partner with our community. So I want to thank you for that dedication, and thank you for all you do every day to keep our parks clean, safe, and for being here today to recognize this momentous occasion. Mr. Dennis.
Thank you very much, Assemblyman. So welcome to beautiful Bixby Park, and the future has great promise. I do want to pause after seeing the Councilwoman elevate herself here. I think we have some Zumba classes on Thursdays that she might be leading, so we like she's all for that. No, it really is an honor to stand before you and also to recognize visionary leaders of our city and our state that realize investing in our parks has great benefit. When you think about the return on investment, I think about the kids out here. I always like to share, for those of you that remember Whitney Houston, she had a song that said, "I believe the children are our future, raise them up and they will lead the way." And I think providing very safe, welcoming, and appropriately designed parks and recreation facilities can do just that. So I know we were at an event yesterday and I shared two other thoughts that parks really and truly do build community. And when you have people that care, like the leaders with the Friends of Bixby Park, that really are passionate and devoted to doing whatever it takes to make their parks essential and important to the community around them, you couldn't ask for more. The other thing that I always believe in is that parks help make life better. And, you know, quality of life issues really attract and retain people into a community. And Bixby Park is really a heartbeat. When this summer we were really excited to welcome the municipal band back here for a concert, and just seeing the interplay by concert goers and probably the world's largest yoga class in the same public space really spoke volumes to me about how important our parks are for places to build community, for neighbors to get to know one another. So the future for Bixby Park really is brighter because of the investment that Assemblymember O'Donnell has helped brought to this park in particular, but also other parks. And I do also want to recognize the comment made that this park actually bridges two districts. I don't think redistricting is going to change that boundary too much, but it's really been a joy and pleasure to work with both Councilwoman Allen and Councilwoman Price, because their priorities are all about the community and certainly the park. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And with that, again, I just want to thank the Friends of Bixby Park for being here today and really every day. Okay, we come and go, but they are always here watching this park, loving this park, nurturing this park. So thank you to them for sure. And with that, I want to certainly again thank the mayor, thank Councilmember Allen and Mr. Dennis for what he does every day to run our parks. It is one of the largest park systems in the United States. Right, it is. Actually, and also runs the largest municipally owned marina in the United States, too. So it is a big, big job. It is a big job. And with that, we'll do the check presentation.